Donald Trump leaves Saudi Arabia and heads to Jerusalem. That's where we find ABC News correspondent Jordana Miller. Good morning, Jordana Miller.
Good morning. Good morning. The president right now is actually at the Israeli president's house, Reuven Rivlin, here in Jerusalem, after a very warm ceremony at Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv. The prime minister here, Benjamin Netanyahu, saying that Israel was so honored to be on the president's itinerary trip abroad. This was a first, really, for American-Israeli ties. We're going to see a lot of talk over the next couple of days about relaunching those peace talks. Behind closed doors, a lot of details still need to be sorted out, among them limiting settlement building. That's something the Israelis have to agree to, and we have to see the Palestinians offer some concessions. But on the whole, I would say that Israelis and Palestinians feel extremely optimistic that a new page has been turned here. And to the president's credit, all the parties seem willing to come to the table. And that was simply not the case under President Obama.
How much time is he going to spend with the Palestinians? Is he going to spend as much time with them as he is with the Israelis?
He is scheduled to spend about an hour tomorrow in Bethlehem with the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas. And then he will come back to Israel, and he will address the Israeli people from the Israel Museum in the afternoon. So not a tremendously long meeting, and some have said behind closed doors that this meeting might get into some details, for example, talking to the Palestinian president about stopping the funding of families who have children who've committed terrorist attacks against Israel. That's a very sensitive topic, but that may be something that will be broached. Again, a lot of groundwork that needs to be laid even before we see the parties come back to the table.
Jordana Miller, how is the news that Donald Trump just sold the Saudis $110 million in military? How's that going over in Israel?
That's a terrific question. The answer is not very well. $110 billion in arms to the Saudis. Now, the Israeli intelligence minister, Yuval Steinitz, immediately put out a statement about this, saying this is a troubling agreement, that it may jeopardize Israel's qualitative military edge in the region. So there is a lot of concern about this deal, and it will be something that the prime minister will talk about with the president, along with, of course, the allegations that the president might have leaked Israeli intelligence to Russia. That was really a setback before this trip. The Israelis put up kind of a wall of silence about it, but behind closed doors, we know there was a lot of anger over this, and it will be one of the uncomfortable topics that will come up.
And he's also going to be the first sitting president to visit the Western Wall?
That's right. Now, this is really a controversial move. The Western Wall, of course, sits in East Jerusalem, and that is why all previous presidents have either gone there before or after their term in office, because the U.S. policy, of course, is not to recognize Israel's sovereignty over East Jerusalem. A visit there might be interpreted as a tacit recognition of Israel's authority or control of East Jerusalem. Therefore, presidents have stayed away. But this president making, as we know, President Trump likes to make bold and unconventional moves, and this is going to be one of them. We know that the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, wanted to actually accompany him to the Western Wall, and that was rejected. So it looks like he will likely go there with his daughter-in-law, with his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and senior advisor, and of course his daughter Ivanka, who converted to Judaism. Ivanka and Jared are observant Jews.
Now, Jordana Miller, you said he's going to spend some time in Bethlehem. On a side note, is he going to go see Banksy's new hotel in Bethlehem?
The Waldorf Hotel is what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Play on the Waldorf. Right. There are no plans for him to stop there. I would be shocked if he went there to look at this hotel. It would probably be seen as far too controversial. And I have not heard that there's been any security checks there, so I highly doubt he'll stop there. There is a possibility he might jump to the Church of the Nativity, which is in Bethlehem. We know that in Jerusalem's Old City, he'll also go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. which is such a central holy spot for Christians around the world.
Jordana Miller, thank you for great insights, and be safe, and thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent, live in Jerusalem. He is on the second leg of his first foreign trip. I bring up the Banksy Hotel in Bethlehem. Banksy is he's a street artist. And he opened up a hotel called the Walled Off Hotel, which sits literally right next to the West Bank, separated by a wall. And it is, it's in the middle of, a very difficult place in Bethlehem, where Banksy, this street artist, opened up a hotel and has become a giant tourist attraction. It's only got like 10 rooms. But it is in the middle of this, war-torn area, a nice hotel that people are traveling from all over the world to go see. So there you go. There's the latest. 657, Big 550 KTRS.
How would you like to flip a contract on a house overnight for a nice